Hello, and welcome to Cunt News. I'm Timothy Cockwallet. This week, we saw a lot of cunts. A judge in Alabama ruled to let the ban on evictions lapse, sentencing people to homelessness during a pandemic, like some sort of malicious vaudeville evildoer. Lawrence Fox in the UK made a comment about how he pays the salaries of the doctors of the NHS, doctors who are working tirelessly during an unprecedented pandemic. Real cunt move there, Lawrence. And Cunt News' unofficial star Tucker Carlson suggested that cat cafes are worse than white supremacy, probably because he's a fucking rat, scuttling about the world spewing out the garbage he scavenges from other larger rats in his vicinity, like this piece of shit here. But in a slight departure this week, we're going to focus on one cunt in particular, who did not make the news this week, but whose presence is consistently cunty. This week, we have a comment and a message surrounding a particular cunt who's touched our hearts and our minds. Benjamin fucking Shapiro. Ben Shapiro provides the perfect example of the intermoral conflict that comes with the sorts of insult comedy that this show is all about. Because in our most humble of hearts, this show recognizes that there is always the potential for directed vitriol to have collateral damage. Insults against one can expand to others, especially if the flaws focused on are outside of the target's control, that may be equally shared by those who have similar shortcomings. Ben Shapiro thus provides a conflict between a desire to avoid that damage and the desire to engage in the sweet taste of catharsis that comes with tearing into a stupid cunt. So, where do we go from here? Well, we could start with his face. His boyish face that not a single Catholic priest wouldn't give a second glance to. Or his hairstyle that was probably inspired by the mediocrity he puts into every sexual experience he's ever had. His snivelly voice that causes shudders through the spine whenever its dissonant nasality penetrates your cochlea like a violating probe of sound. A voice that is always accompanied by hypothetical propositions that eventually lead to what he claims are foregone conclusions. Let's say that every dog is a male, and all dogs pee to mark ownership. Therefore, men who are able to pee standing up are going to be at an advantage for owning more things. That's why men own more businesses. That's just science. The glass ceiling is just cultural Marxist propaganda. It's as if some higher form decided that they wanted to ensure that every inch of him, from his hair to his face to that Muppet-esque voice, perfectly reflects what a snot-nosed child his personality is. It's like if Plato's realm of the perfect forms held the essence for the word incessant, and it somehow broke loose and found home in the body of a sentient garden gnome with beard alopecia. And all the while he talks about traditional gender roles and the natural prowess of men, from the position of someone who, in appearance, character, and overall demeanor, is clearly so untouched by any definitions of traditional masculinity whatsoever. He is, without a doubt, the perfect archetype for receiving a wedgie from a quote-unquote alpha male, who would then go on to steal the heart of the girl he likes, likely due to said alpha male's comparative sexual prowess. I mean, how hilarious is it that a man accused of not being able to sexually satisfy his wife attempts a comeback by admitting to it? It's just the sort of hilarious antics you expect from a man with Squidward's voice, but with no likability. But see, like I said earlier, pointing out all of those shortcomings about him, how his physiology matches his shit-stainedness so perfectly, leaves room for collateral damage to those out there who may share in those physiological shortcomings. While engaging in ridicule of someone like Ben, who is so full of low-hanging fruit to grab, it scratches an itch deep down in our reptilian-brained souls. It provides catharsis that can be shared with others who wish to join in, point a finger at him and go, "Fucking hell, you're a stupid piece of shit, aren't you?" But, like scratching any itch, sometimes we can overdo it and cause more damage than we wish to. So I hope that as we take part in this tasty little piece at Ben's expense, we remember that just because it feels really good to point at people like Ben Shapiro and say, wholeheartedly, "Fuck you, you sniveling cunt," we try to acknowledge that it's not because of the way he looks or the way he sounds. It's because he's Ben fucking Shapiro. I'm Timothy Cockwallet, and this has been Cunt News.
Bye.